What if I told you one of the youngest heroes of World War II wasn't even tall enough to see over a rifle? Yes, you heard me right. Here's a challenge. What were you doing at 6 years old? Drawing with crayons, playing tag, learning how to tie your lace? Let me know in the comment section what you were doing at age 6. Because this kid was dodging bullets in a war zone. Let's dive inside. Meet Sergei Aleshkov. The world calls him the youngest soldier of World War II. After tragedy strikes his village, he loses his family. He loses his village. Sergei Aleshkov became orphaned and homeless. A young boy of 6 years, homeless and orphaned. Will he survive the harsh and challenges of life? Yet somehow this little warrior marched right into history. No family, no home, just grit, courage. It's not just survival, it's destiny. One faithful day while wandering in the forest, he stumbles upon the Soviet regiment military men. Will he be bold enough to unite with these strange men after suffering a shock of his life when strangers invade his home and kill his family? A 6 years boy. He was later found by the Soviet regiment. They don't just see a lost child, instead they see a fighter in the making. After knowing he is an orphan and homeless, one commander even makes a bold move, adopting him right into the unit. The Red Army becomes his family, and he becomes their youngest brother in arms. Sergei's got boots, a cap, and the unit calling him little brother. Would you let a 6-year-old follow your unit into battle? Type yes or no in the comments. They even stitch him a custom uniform, tiny boots and a mini helmet. Sergei becomes their youngest comrade. Though he's too small to carry a rifle, his spirit, giant. But also symbolic. This kid becomes their mascot, their morale boost, and sometimes their bravest runner under fire. This wasn't a game. This boy meant business. Still think war stories are just about grown men? In the camp, he trains, laughs, and learns the ways of the front line. Not with a rifle, but with heart. He quickly becomes the soul of the squad. From helping wounded men to boosting morale, Sergei becomes more than a symbol. He becomes a fighter in his own right. Through harsh marches and smoky tents, he bonds with the soldiers like family. His presence becomes a symbol of hope. He may be a child, but Sergei insists on pulling his weight, carrying messages, helping medics. Yeah, 6 years old. Let that sink in. He runs errands under enemy fire, delivers notes that can save lives, and somehow still manages to stay a kid in a war zone. He doesn't carry a weapon, he carries hope. But not every moment is glory. Heroes have their quiet moments. Sometimes he just sits quietly, staring at the stars, remembering the home he lost, remembering a family he'll never see again. This isn't just a war film, it's a portrait of innocence caught in the crossfire. And somehow, it's still filled with warmth, courage, and one boy's unbreakable will. He doesn't just wear the uniform, he lives it. And the men? They don't see a child, they see a comrade. He doesn't just earn medals, he earns respect. Imagine standing shoulder to shoulder with grown men and saluting with pride at 6 years old. He wasn't a bystander in history, he was history. Innocence wrapped in bravery, a symbol of what humanity fights for. It's about bravery that defies age. It's about innocence marching alongside duty. Sergei Aleshkov didn't just survive, he inspired. And long before the war was over, he'd already become a hero. Not by choice, but by heart. If this story moved you, imagine what else history is hiding. Type hero in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more hidden heroes of cinema. And hey, what would you have done at 6 in the middle of a war?